querida compañera, mi compañera, querida compañera, mi compañera. Ella está más linda que la luna llena y brilla más fuerte que el mismo sol. Es del movimiento la compañera y es el...
Bienvenidos and welcome back. This is Dr. Jose Leyba with a brand new segment. We are reaching out and we're here in San Diego, California, and literally under the bridge in Chicano Park. This is San Diego Barrio Stories, Latino USA TV. We're going to learn about the early Chicano movement here, and I have one of the icons, one of the leaders, a muralist, renowned artist, who started learning this mural art at the Centro Cultural de la Raza. We will cover that later. But today I want to introduce Victor Ochoa. We're behind this magnificent, tremendous, heart-wrenching mural. And Victor, welcome. Tell us about your background, Victor, and how you got to paint.
Well, I'm very happy to be part of this. Welcome to Chicano Park, everybody. We're actually under a mural that I did during the pandemic, actually. It's about Anastasio Hernandez Rojas, and you can look it up online and see the video where 15 immigration agents here in the San Isidro border killed him. They lo macanearon, they kicked him, they tied him behind his back, took his clothes off, and tased him 5 times in the cerebrum. So that's completely illegal. Now that I've researched it, it's only like 3 times. So this was working on the anniversary of his death at San Isidro with the family, Maria Puga, the widow, and the five kids that he left behind. So this is a documentary mural about immigration and about during the year that it took us, because it took me at least a year to work on this mural, do a model and get approvals and all that kind of stuff. Over 100 kids got killed at the border in cages and things by immigration. So even while we were working on it, things were happening just all the time. So the reason that we're starting here with this particular mural is that for me, I was caught in Operation Wetback in 1955. So I was born in East LA, but then Operation Wetback kicked us to Tijuana. I didn't speak any Spanish. I didn't know anything about Mexico. And I actually became a Mexican. So in a certain way, I thank immigration for making me a Mexican, but it also made me into a Chicano, because when I crossed back to go to school, because I love school, I noticed the oppression of my people in all these different barrios that I lived at in East LA. And I said, well, what's this? I guess a lot of people are used to that, but I wasn't used to having gringos say, you can't speak Spanish on the playground. You can't do this. It was very oppressive. So I just blended into the movimiento with Cesar Chavez in particular, and the anti-war movement, the blacks, the women liberation, all of the social issues from the 60s. I just blended right into it, and I began painting murals after that. And I know when we established the Centro Cultural de la Raza, which was really important for us because all the artists got together, the dancers, the poets, not just the painters, but the musicians, and all the disciplines. So to be exposed to all of the disciplines, and then we wanted to paint a mural, so we started inside the mural, and you're going to see the duality mural, la dualidad. And it was sort of like our training grounds, because none of us had been on a scaffolding, even to develop pre-Columbian symbols. We actually started going to Mexico, to anthropological sites and museums, to learn about stuff that we were going to paint. So it was very important period. and then from there we jumped to Chicano Park.
So, in essence, you are kind of inspired by the Mexican muralists, and you taking that inspiration of your life experiences. This is an expression of that, which I just can't believe it here in Chicano Park. And for those that don't know, Chicano Park is in Barrio Logan. I grew up in Barrio Shelltown right next door before this bridge was ever here. So we need to give a shout out to Chunky Sanchez, who wrote the song, him and the Alacranes Mojados, Chicano Park. So tell us some more about this inspirational story in your life story.
You know, I had a lot of inspirations, but I think Chicanos in general, one of the motivations are the issues that we have to be dealing with. Of course, I got influenced by the Mexican muralists. In fact, after the third time I went to Mexico, I found out that I'm Orozco. My mom is Orozco.
Wow.
And we're directly, part of that family. And so that was even more motivation. I know I have a nephew that's Orozco. He's a graffiti artist. And when I told him that, he talk about getting motivated as a young man. He's painting on both sides of the border. He's kind of a graffiti artist. So we started, the whole thing about taking over this park was a big issue. It took us several weeks. We got one portion of the land, and then slowly we started expanding the land. Where we're sitting here is the plaza area. And then after 17 years of struggling with Caltrans and the port, we got 2.3 acres at the bay. So you have to see what the extension of the park is all the way to the bay. So that mural that's titled All the Way to the Bay was part of that motivation to expand our territory as much as possible.
So how many murals do you have that you've painted here at Chicano Park?
Well, the thing is that I'm known for having more murals than any individual, but it primarily is because I've been working with groups and students and other barrios, because we've had people from Arizona, from LA, Denver, and I kind of help them coordinate the mural. So I kind of collaborate and also work with other groups. So, I have my hands on almost all the different murals.
So tell us how long it took you to paint this mural and how you did that, just so that those audiences, members of our audience who would like to get into muralists, if you're a Chicano, Latino, no matter what, if you're interested, go to his website, research him, you'll see everything he's done. So
you'll see my murals on Instagram, murals Ochoa, plural, murals Ochoa. You can see most of my work and my grandsons. This is 7 stories high. And even though I have kind of a messed up knee, I have stairs and arm rails going all the way up. So for you veteranos, you might want to consider putting stairs on your scaffolding. This one took me about a year. The pandemic kind of shut us down for like 70 days, but we recuperated that. It's all done in pearlescent. I do the design scale model to show everybody and get the input of the community, because it's not just a Victor Ochoa mural. You see the title wall right here around the corner here. 28 artists worked on this.
Okay, 28 artists.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm used to, when I go to a barrio, if I go to Phoenix, I'll recruit the people that are interested in working on it and then get their input on the concept. Because I think I have a lot of concepts, but they gotta come from the community where that mural is at. So that's part of it. I researched the whole life of Anastasio, with the widow and the kids and other lawyers that worked on their case, because they sued immigration for several $1 million. They have gotten some money, the family has. But like I said, as far as the imagery on here, it's all things that have been going on here at the border.
Yeah. And that talking about immigration, those are issues that touch the whole U.S. I remember as a school principal, my school was around the fields, and when immigration would raid, the kids would run, the parents would get lost, parents would come back to the school looking for their family members. And so it's very near and dear to our hearts. And we hope that our listeners, our viewers, research a little bit more, look at this get inspired to become social activists. So Victor, as we close, what message might you tell our audience, or what message you'd like to tell up and coming artists? Or
well, I always say, and I think we've been saying that art can be almost a weapon to solve some of the many issues. Immigration is only one. There's police brutality. There's the farm workers are still. There's gentrification in our barrios. These seem like continuous issues. And to paint a mural has so many aspects of even archival art of our history, because in this society, the U.S. doesn't really want to save any of our history. So it's our responsibility to preserve it and open, like we have a new museum, we have a Centro Cultural. It's necessary to get our families, instead of putting their photos on an iPhone and then accidentally dropping them in the toilet, we need to preserve our photos, put them in hard drives or whatever, get libraries or whatever to save your material, because I see so much of our stuff getting just lost, everything from Tijerina getting all of his material rotting in his sister's basement,
Yeah, so
it's very important that a mural be like an open air museum, open air library of information.
Well, we want to thank Victor Ochoa, one of the leading artists here at Chicano Park, one of the early artists, a leader in the movement, and someone that we definitely want to honor, respect. And thank you so much for being our very first interview here on San Diego Barrio Stories. I used to cruise these streets before there was a bridge here, and they used to kick us back to Shelltown, because this is Barrio Logan. We respect everybody in Barrio Logan. We love you. Thank you for keeping your barrio
54
intact.
years.
54 years.
54 years
Chicano Park.
experience that. So it doesn't come easy, and it takes struggle. Every step of the way, it's been broncas.
Thank you. This is Dr. Jose Leyba signing off. San Diego Barrio Stories in Chicano Park, under the bridge. I love it. I don't know what to say. Latino USA TV. Download our app and see Victor's interview. Muchas gracias. Hasta pronto.
Hasta luego, everybody. Keep on. La lucha continúa.